Hello and welcome. In this video, we are going to give you an impartial review when we are covering 5 best gaming consoles for beginners in the market, which are the best for you considering some unavoidable factors that you might miss out without watching this video. Here, we are trying to help you out to find the best from a plenty of irrelevant products. If you want more information and updated pricing of the products mentioned in the video, be sure to check the links in the description below. So, let's get started. Number 1. Our overall best pick is PlayStation 4 Slim, best starter console. The PS4 Slim is an excellent starter console. All the exclusives that are available on the PS4 Pro are available here. However, if you don't want to fork out extra dollars for all the performance perks of a PS4 Pro, then this is an excellent alternative. This standard PS4 will get the job done for most games, with a respectable 30 FPS and 1080p resolution. The truth is that these specs are good enough for most people to enjoy their favorite games, and only the most tech-savvy consumers will yearn for something more powerful. I would say that, at best, the PS4 Slim is a 1080p console, and really can't go beyond that. The one major place I would say it beats the PS4 Pro is in terms of energy efficiency. Sony claims that this console consumes up to 28% less power than the PS4 Pro. I can't test that, but I can say the fan wasn't as noisy as the one on the PS4 Pro. Fan noise is a good indicator of how much power a machine is using, as an overworked machine will draw more air to cool itself down. That said, I still felt like the disk drive was quite noisy, whether I was installing a game or just playing a Blu-ray. Pretty much everywhere else this console is similar to the PS4 Pro. The UI seems a bit more responsive, but I'm not sure it's such a significant improvement that you'll notice the difference. Number 2. Our second best pick is Nintendo Switch Lite, best for portable play. The main difference between the Switch Lite and its sibling, the Switch, is that the Switch Lite can only be played in handheld mode. You can't dock it for use with the television. As a result, it is lighter and more compact than the Switch. It comes with a smaller screen, at 5.5 inches compared to the Switch's 6.2-inch screen, but maintains the same 720p display. A direct result of this greater compactness is that the Nintendo Switch Lite feels much more comfortable as a handheld than the Switch. This is especially important if you have small hands. That said, I still think the most comfortable handheld Nintendo device is the 3DS, which isn't as wide as either the Switch or the Switch Lite. The controllers on the Switch Lite are also fixed. So no Joy-Cons with this device. On the Switch, the Joy-Cons were removable so you could dock them to a central hub for use with the TV. Here, the controllers are fixed in place. I would have called them fixed Joy-Cons, except they don't have all of the controls that the Joy-Cons had. In place of the directional buttons is a D-pad which, to be honest, I prefer. It feels more natural to operate. Both the Switch and Switch Lite allow Bluetooth and wireless connectivity, though I have to point out that you still cannot connect wireless headphones to them. They also both allow for external storage via microSD. The 32 GB internal storage can therefore be easily extended. Number 3. Our third best pick is Sony PlayStation 4 Pro. The PS4 Pro's design is derivative of the standard PS4 that preceded it, though we wouldn't say that it's an exact copy. Actually, a common running joke about the PlayStation 4 Pro is that it looks like two PS4s stacked one on top of each other. As a result, the PS4 Pro takes up way more space than its predecessor. Sony also did a bit of work on the interior. The 8 Jaguar cores of the AMD processor are now clocked at 2.1 GHz instead of 1.6 GHz. RAM capacity remains the same with 8 GB of GDDR5, but it is now running up to 218 GB per second against 176 GB per second for the standard PS4. As for the controller on the PS4 Pro, some changes were noted over the predecessor, though it still is, at its heart, a dual shock 4 controller. The touchpad has a light bar to tell you which player you are, and the buttons feel a lot lighter and more responsive. The switch between Bluetooth and wired mode is also seamless in the controller. The performance of the PS4 is high enough that, if you play VR games or have a 4K TV, you'll notice the difference over other screens. The data transfer process from an earlier PS4 is easy, as all you need to do is hook them together with an Ethernet cable. It can, however, be a slow process. That said, this console's increased processing power improves the performance across the table, including HDR, 4K, and VR games, which are growing each year. That improved performance can come in a variety of ways. Either you have games playing at 30 frames per second at a 4K resolution, or you have more refined textures, or the ability to play a 1080p game at a higher FPS. Number 4. Our fourth best pick is Microsoft Xbox One X, best for gaming addicts. The Xbox One X is all about power. If you really want the cutting edge of power in terms of gaming consoles currently on the market, then it's hard to outdo the One X. Of course, it will be outdone by Microsoft's new Series X slated for later this year, but for now the One X remains the king. The real win for the Xbox One X is just how much raw power it packs. It comes with an 8-core CPU clocked at 2.3 GHz with a 12 GB GDDR5 RAM chip. It also offers 6 teraflops of GPU power and 1172 MHz, clocked speed, GPU. This is some serious computing power for a gaming console, and it's all for good reason, since it's all to enable native 4K HDR gaming. The only fail in the hardware department is the HDD, which is locked at 1 TB of storage space. 4K games are large, and so the HDD has a tendency to fill up pretty quickly. Because of its immense power, the Xbox One X performs very well. All the games look way better, whether they're 4K or only 1080p. In fact, for 1080p games, the Xbox One X does supersampling to improve the images. Supersampling works by forcing the game to render in 4K as if it were connected to a 4K television, leading to about 4 times the amount of detail as you would get at a 1080p resolution. Number 5. Last but not the least, our fifth best pick is Asus ROG Phone 2, best Android gaming device. That's right. This is a phone that's also a gaming console. The value is in the specs, like the fact that the ROG 2 comes with an octa-core Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 Plus processor. Ultimately, it can reach up to just shy of 3 GHz processing power, meaning this phone can play some games better than even some mid-level gaming rigs on a budget. But there's lots of other hardware that makes this gaming phone worth your time. For instance, it comes with a whopping 12 GB of LPDDR4X RAM packed into a chassis so small that it can still fit in most pockets. All that RAM ensures fast response times and rapid loading of modern games. The included 1 TB of storage means you can have multiple games installed at the same time, too. Add to all that a 6.6-inch display capable of projecting at 2340 x 1080 resolution at 120 Hz, and you've got a great piece of gaming hardware on your hands. It even features a 1 millisecond response time, so you'll be able to play competitively in many of your favorite games without suffering compared to those on traditional consoles. We also really like that you can play a plethora of top-tier titles on this gaming phone. Over 100 games are available at 120 FPS, including several modern classics like Minecraft, Temple Run 2, and more. It's a little unfortunate that several Battle Royale titles, such as Fortnite, are locked to 60 FPS, so they can't take advantage of all that this phone has to offer. So, grab this while you can. Be sure to check the links in the description below. That's all for this review. Feel free to share your feedback.
Like, comment and share our video. Do subscribe and hit the bell icon to get more videos like this in future. Thanks for watching.